Cara.
All right, here we go, Cara.
Hey everybody, could you hear me in the back? Okay, everybody pull in because we want to look unified to everybody walking by. People want to know that there's something going on here. So I want to say one thing. This is New York tough. I cannot stand when they say New York tough is wearing a mask and social distancing. Because it's not. Who hates that? With that propaganda when you're watching TV at night or when you're driving on the parkway, New York tough. We wear masks. We socially distance. That's not tough. That's not the New York I know. This is the New York that I know. People standing up, yes, for their rights. People that are not afraid to stand up to the government and dictators like Cuomo. Boo! Boo! Kick Cuomo out. Can I get a kick? Cuomo out! Kick 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 Cuomo out! And also, the worst mayor in the history of New York City, de Blasio. Boo! De Blasio is the worst mayor. He should have been out of office a long time ago. The New York City needs to replace de Blasio. Everybody, I don't know who that's going to be, but somebody has to step forward and put forward a candidate that's going to make this city great again. Okay? New York is a great city. New York has the reputation of being the best city in the world, and right now people are asleep. It's very sad people are asleep in this city. New York City was known to be street smart, and now unfortunately, and I hate to say this, people have lost their minds. You know, people have completely lost their minds. Don't be afraid to speak up against these tyrannical governors. Don't wear a mask if you don't want to. Yes, and I don't even care about cancel culture anymore. I said it yesterday, like cancel me. I don't care. I don't care. Don't hire me for my next job, whatever. You know, I'd rather be canceled than not say what I feel and to be a fake. So cancel me. I don't care. Put the mark on my chest. So everybody today, just keep the morale up. There's good news on the horizon, which is that we're not going to be defeated. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep fighting. It doesn't matter how cold it gets. It doesn't matter if it's rain, sleet, ice. We will keep coming to these rallies. It doesn't matter if there's 5 of us here or 5,000 of us here. We will still keep coming back and fighting and outreaching to the community and people walking by and just trying to talk some sense into these people in New York City who are wearing these crazy masks and who are acting like sheep. Reach out to these people. It's crazy. Okay, so let's think of one more great chant to go, to get everybody going. Something about de Blasio, because he just is the worst ever. Lock him up? He's a criminal? Lock him up! 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 Him and Governor Cuomo, who, as I'm sure you've all heard the fake news that Cuomo won an Emmy, he's being awarded an Emmy Award. That's nuts. For best villain in a dystopic sci-fi film or a propaganda piece. Like, I can't believe they're giving him an Emmy. And de Blasio. So they've... Yeah, you're right. So it's the fake news. Stop watching the mainstream media. They are not looking out for your best interests. Get off of Facebook. Get off of Twitter. Get on some other alternative sites that are more that believe in free speech. Barry Knoll? Okay. Robert Kennedy Jr. He's a real fighter. Robert Del Big Tree. Ron Paul, the Liberty Report. Who loves Ron Paul? Yeah. Who wishes there was a Libertarian Party that was stronger in New York City? I do. I love the Libertarian Party. Okay, so just to sign off saying keep the hope alive, fight as hard as you can. I think that there's voter fraud running rampant right now, not just in the presidential election, but in a lot of the local elections, especially around me on Long Island. So voter election law has to be really reformed. We have to demand transparency from our leaders. It's so important. I've been calling the Board of Elections from multiple cell phones. They know my number. They hang up on me. They don't like me because I just really am convinced that something's going on with the Board of Elections locally, statewide, and on the national level. Nobody ever asked for transparency before. We never demanded that. We just trust that these officials, these local officials, have our back and that they're actually doing what's right. We don't know who they are. They do everything behind closed doors. So demand dead people voting in New York City. Right, and these are for your local, not just for the president, but for your local politicians that make this city, that could lock this city down. Okay, so demand voter transparency. Yeah, audit New York City. So just, reach out to your local politicians. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. So make noise for the speakers that come up, because all these speakers are fighters. They're coming here. They're they're getting videotaped. You know what cancel culture is? Like, boo to cancel culture. Okay, it's scary getting up here, believe it or not, because this could appear on Facebook and then somebody could be like, oh, I'm not going to hire you, you know, cancel culture. So it's scary to get up here and talk. So give these speakers all your respect and all your love for getting up here and then exercising their right to free speech in New York City. Okay? So free speech, First Amendment rights. We will not comply with Governor Cuomo. On Thanksgiving, I invited my whole family. Hopefully they all show up. I will not comply with that BS rule. We will not comply. Can I get a we will not comply? We will not comply. We will not comply.
We will not comply.
We will not comply.
We will not comply.
We will not comply.
We will not comply. We will not comply.
Yes, thank you. We will not comply with the tyrant that is Cuomo, and in 2 years he is out of office, and we will make sure of that. Thank you, New York. Liberate New York, and welcome the next speaker. Give him some love. Who is it?
And the next speaker